welcome to the channel. If you're new, strap in because you have no idea what you're getting into. My subscribers will tell you that. And if you've been here before, then buckle up because this was a little nuts and you're going to enjoy this. Now, for those who are new, this channel is all about efficiency and I'm just trying to figure out what is the best build we can possibly come up with. And even if you're not going to use it, that's fine. As long as you're entertained and hopefully learn something new in this video that's going to help you enjoy the game even more, that's what matters most, competitive or not. If you don't like competitive channels, this is not for you. My video description will tell you that. And if you also want the non-commentary version of this run, you can find it in the pinned comment below. Now, if you missed my loadout earlier, if you're wondering what criteria do I use to judge and test the best builds possible, check out the video description below. But in short, we're trying to figure out which build can handle the most pressure theoretically possible. That's the best build I'm looking for, so let's get to it. Now, if you're wondering like how I landed on the, what's this called again? The Sieve Artillery, right? Is right now, the missions are bugged. I believe Arrowhead confirmed it, that there were only 3 side objectives instead of 5. That was by accident, right? Most of the objectives, there's actually no anti-air objectives right now because they want the enemy fighter jets or interlopers. They've got weird filed names that someone didn't check at Arrowhead, but there's no AA sites so that we can feel what it's like to engage with the new enemy bomber or whatever you want to call it. Basically, the squids have got their own version of strafing run. And because of that, I know most of the side objectives are going to be outside of the city. Because radar's normally outside the city, research lab is pretty much always outside the city, and Sieve Artillery is normally about 90% outside of the city as well. So I just look where the red glowing spots were outside the city. That's going to be outposts, and where it's not, the Sieve Artillery is most likely going to be there with a research station if it wasn't shared already. Yeah, and I'm not going to use a single one of these Sieve Artillery because I just don't want to feel like I completed the mission because of it, right? That's just me being a little strict on myself. You can use it by all means. But yeah, like if you've seen my squid runs before, you'll notice there's one difference. Or maybe you saw the strafing run one where I swapped for the mech. But I swapped gas grenade, fire grenades for gas grenades. I actually should have waited here, but to bait the enemy reinforcements. But I think I wasn't going to simply because I wanted more time to make sure I complete the research lab because Arrowhead did nerf the ultimatum, and I'm fine with that. Okay, I felt it was too cheesy before. That's just my personal opinion. I didn't like the idea that it could do the cheese it was doing, like knocking out... actually, what did it knock out? It was stratagem jammers, detected towers in one shot, right? I'm annoyed that it doesn't one-shot research lab because who looks at this and thinks it's tougher than a command bunker, bot command bunker, right? So you can't do it anymore with the ultimatum, so I just use the Hell Bomb. Now, speaking of using the Hell Bomb, make sure you do it in a quiet area because the Hell Bombs do explode if the enemy destroy them, and harvesters will target Hell Bombs as soon as they see it. So if you're going to do it at anywhere else, do make sure there are no harvesters around because even the fighter jet will actually strafe the Hell Bomb. If you don't get away fast enough, you will die. So make sure the area is quiet before you use the Hell Bomb. Because they will set it off and you will die. Now, let's talk a little bit about, I'm just going to call it the Interloper. I think it's called the Stingray also. The Interloper will normally spawn in about 3 minutes into a mission. And the best way to counter it is simply make sure you look up at the sky every now and again or listen to the telltale signs of the Interloper flying around, just to give yourself a heads up. And one thing you want to be doing is once it's spotted you and it's going to slow down with its telltale animation, do not run, okay? Wait until that blue strafing icon or whatever. Actually, I'll get back to that. So what I feel like I should have done here, I should have focused more on the... I'm going to call them flying overseers. I don't like elevated. Flying is just easier. Flying overseers, I should have focused on them first because they were the bigger threat. The aircraft, I'd already moved out of the way, so it wasn't going to hit me. And the MG Sentry would have handled it anyway because it only needs like 4 seconds to kill it, which is pretty fast. But when you're being targeted by the interloper, you don't want to be running before the what's it called? Before the blue strafing run icon like gives you that warning that this is the area it's going to strafe, because the interloper will actually constantly adjust its aim to make sure you're always in the middle. And if you keep running and you run out of stamina, that's a bad idea because you are going to get caught up in its strafing run. So what you want to do is you want to wait until and make sure you got enough space to run, right? But make sure that the blue icon highlights you and then run. Okay, that way you save stamina, and you're more likely to be able to escape the interloper's strafing run. And then it's just a couple of shots. I think it's like 2 shots with a flak or the normal rounds of the autocannon. Really, really easily. The Gatling Sentry can kill the aircraft in, I think it's what, 1.4 seconds. The machine gun does it in like 4 seconds. I don't know if they prioritize that, but I know the sentries, if there is a flesh mob nearby, the sentries will put that as the lowest target priority. So if you have watchers, overseers, voteless nearby, or even twice as far away as the flesh mob to the sentry will always ignore the flesh mob and focus on the voteless, overseers, and watchers and any other target first. Do I like that? I would say, I mean, yes and no. I wish it would just focus on whatever targets I tell it to ping, or maybe you could set the priority beforehand. I would love us to be able to program. Actually, I'm going to stop speaking here. Okay, so you see how I just dodged that Voteless? Whenever I am shooting, I never give my full focus. I never tunnel vision whenever I'm shooting a target, especially a harvester, which I shouldn't have shot there because there wasn't really going to be a high chance of me killing it. But the reason why I don't fully focus and get tunnel vision is because I know a Voteless that I didn't see can come out of nowhere and bitch slap me. Okay, it's happened way too many times because I get tunnel vision, or I don't read the map as often, or when I should. This is quite funny considering I'm known literally for reading the map all the time. But yeah, so don't go full focus. My brain might be concentrating on shooting something, but my eyes are constantly scanning the screen. You know how when you just look forward, but you're not really looking at what's in front of you, right? You're just placing most of your focus. Yeah, that's really annoying. I'm having most of my focus being aware of my surroundings. That's what makes the autocannon great. You don't really have to focus. The flak rounds will hit a target by proximity. If a target's close enough, it will explode, which makes aiming this thing insanely easy. Yeah, again, reading the map, because positioning is key. Knowing when to fight and where to fight. I've got a video about this, how to control the Voteless, but I should have actually named that video, thinking back. I should have named it How to Fight in Cities. That would have been a much better title and more appropriate. So if you haven't watched it, go watch it. Okay. Now, for anyone wondering, why am I using the sickle to take down the shields if the autocannon, flak rounds, can take it out in like 2 or 3 shots? Well, thing is, it's a bit of a hassle to constantly switch between flak rounds and normal rounds for the autocannon. So, I'm a little bit lazy, and it's a little bit mentally taxing at times. And the sickle is really good at taking down shields anyway. It's like maybe a few seconds difference. But also, if you think about it, I haven't timed this, by the way, so I could be wrong, or the difference might be just not even worth noting. But if you think about maybe 2 or 3 shotting the shields with the autocannon flak round, and then switching to normal rounds and shooting inside, it actually might be the same amount of time as if you use the sickle to take down the shields and then blast the AC door, the ship doors with whatever autocannon round you have. It might be just as quick. But yeah, the autocannon is, for me, it's been the best support weapon on the squid front since day one. Like, you can see my runs to see that. It just kills everything so fast. It's insane. You barely need to aim. I know a lot of people are going to favor the Wasp, right? And the Wasp is really good, but it can't kill Voteless, right? And Voteless are probably, I would say, out of all the enemies we have, the Voteless are by far the most dangerous enemy out of the entire roster. Simply because all the other enemies we can kill if it's just them. But when you mix them together with the Voteless and the single entity units, the Voteless are by far the most... Yeah, that's annoying. The proximity charge for the flak cannon or the flak rounds can be a bit off sometimes. Yeah, just casually dodging. They've got like normal charger mechanics before the devs gave the chargers like 360 turning speed, which was annoying. Actually, I'm trying to remember what the point I was making for. Yeah, so Wasp is a lot easier to use, but the Autocannon. But the Autocannon can't kill Harvesters fast enough, it can't kill Voteless, and when you have a mix of Voteless and single entities, the Autocannon can just absolutely shred them and reload really well in about half the time. And it can just do it really easily. You just handle all of that really without having to aim. Yeah, and if anyone's wondering, yes, I do autocannon flak rounds for the entire game. The only time I use or switch rounds from flak to the normal round for the autocannon is when I'm killing those Tesla towers, when I'm killing harvesters, and sometimes when I'm trying to shoot through the door of the warp ground ships, right, that are on the ground. But yeah, I think someone mentioned that before the shrapnel update, the flak rounds could actually two-shot flying overseers. I haven't been able to confirm that myself, but if that was the case, then that's a bit embarrassing for me to not know. But better late than never. Because they now kill in it insanely fast. Like, there is not a single support weapon that can kill overseers or flesh mobs faster than the autocannon. This is assuming you have you can aim and it's a fairly close distance. Once it's further, of course the Wasp is going to be better for killing overseers in open terrain or longer distances too, because it's literally a no-brain weapon, right? Wasp wins there absolutely hands down, but if we're talking about handling a giant mixed mob, flak cannon kills everything so easy, because with a Wasp you have to keep switching between your primary and your support weapon. Yeah, kill those Tesla towers whenever you get the chance, because you may very well forget about it and it will kill you. So yeah, again, checking the map, I'm not going out there because I'm letting my sentry do all the work, trying to get my as much worth out of it as much as possible. And one thing you may not notice, but I found really weird is did you know that the Machine Gun Sentry only shoots for about 24 seconds continuously, and the Gatling Sentry shoots for 28 seconds, which is nuts when you think about it, because the whole characteristic of the Gatling Sentry is higher damage, higher rate of fire, but it's meant to deplete its ammo storage a lot faster than the like, it's meant to run out of ammo faster than the Machine Gun Sentry, but that is clearly not the case when they both fire continuously. Sure, the Gatling Sentry wastes more shots, but regardless, the Gatling Sentry should not be able to fire continuously for longer than the MG. The MG should have a lot more shots. So in terms of balance change, like in-game, just keeping in game with or in tune with the rest of the theme, I think the Machine Gun Sentry shouldn't have 500 bullets like the Gatling. It's got 175. I think the MG should have 350, so you double its shooting time, just so it just has more ammo, so it can last longer. Because most of the time, compared to the Gatling, because most of the time, if it doesn't kill enemies quick enough, it's not going to last very long. And also, I'm just staying around in my mech, just using it to clear here, because right now, one thing I've noticed, even though we have less objectives, because of there are more overseers and flesh mobs lying around, fighting around objectives is a lot more difficult because they've got a lot more single entities and a lot more health. That is harder to kill inside cities, because a wasp is going to be a terrible weapon when you're being chased by this mob, right? Because there's hordes of Voteless and everything else, and there's what? I count maybe 10 Voteless, and at least 4 of them are mortar guys. You do not want the wasp in that, because you don't know, like, one of the things about the wasp is the way the wasp rounds come out, it could be left, center, or right. You never know which one. Also, whenever you're exiting the mech and you're being chased, do use the mech as cover, okay? Because even when it's destroyed, you can still use it as cover, which is good. Yeah, always run around, keep your autocannon out, just in case you and make sure it's off flak rounds and on the normal rounds, but make sure that you have your autocannon out, just in case you encounter a Tesla tower, because that's the difference between dying to a Tesla tower and not dying to one. And I also learned this lesson about hell bombs. Do not deploy hell bombs when you're still fighting the enemy, because harvesters will automatically target it. Interlopers will target it, because you don't know when they're going to spawn, because interlopers, normally you get 4 a game. But this game gave me 6 of them, which is insane. Arrowhead really doesn't like me here, or the squids don't. But thing is a lot of time, these squids actually kill the hell bombs really, really quickly if you're still fighting them. So, in the interest of preserving your own life, make sure the area is quiet before you bring down a hell bomb, so you give yourself enough time to run away from it. Otherwise, they'll kill that thing faster than you can escape the range of that hell bomb. Yeah, again, don't really run. Only sprint once the blue thing is down. That way you can guarantee you can escape it very easily. Or very quickly. Yeah, no, I'm not being too obsessed with any one objective. If I can't complete it because it's too hot, then I just move on to another one. There are plenty of things else to do in the game, in the map, while you are waiting. And I'm constantly checking the map to see where all the enemies are, because a single flying overseer can come around the random corner and kill me. So I'm listening very carefully to audio cues. Yeah, there's one there, so I'm like, throw down a sentry ASAP to protect me. And whenever I throw down a sentry, the first thing I do is look for cover that's going to completely protect me from the sentry, so it can't accidentally kill me, right? Because that's the first thing you should always do when you are throwing sentries. Look for cover that the sentry cannot penetrate. Then you can fight. Right? That way you don't get killed by it. Because they do like to kill you a lot, especially the Gatling Sentry. And also, I'm constantly checking the map and seeing, am I at the corner of the map? What if they corner me? What if they overwhelm me suddenly? So I've been looking for exits. I know I can create exits with the ultimatum to open new escape paths. And I know what is it? A lot of people just, how do I say this? Is whenever there's a nerf or a buff, too many people look at the surface area, and they don't really think about how else can be used. Like the ultimatum nerf is a perfect example of this. People are just crying that it's useless now. It's not. You just have no idea how to use it properly. Or what else it can be used for, like closing Bile Titan or bug holes from behind, or opening up new escape routes for the Illuminate. I mean, who needs a jump pack when you can create your own exit, right? And I prefer to fight as much as possible. But yeah, info is really king in this. That's why I switched back to Scout Army, because I was like, I don't really need the extra 2 grenades, right? My gameplay isn't so much, or at least I found the most efficient gameplay isn't, like, you're not relying on grenades too much. They're helpful, they help sentries, but whenever you're going to fight in hairy situations, you're normally going to have a gas grenade anyway. You don't need 4 or 6 of them. And you're always going to know when you're low on grenades, pretty much, right? Because it's staring at you, it's red, it's highlighted in the corner when you look at your health bar and so on as well. And if you're not noticing it, chances are you being very reactive. You're letting the enemy fight how they want to fight instead of you how to fight. So my tip there is, if you don't want to be overwhelmed all the time, is simply fight further away. Stop trying to fight every opportunity. Reposition yourself, right? Like here. I'm checking, I know where all the enemies are, I know where they are not, so I'm running to give myself space, throwing a gas grenade to kind of hold them down a little bit. And just remember, have a look, what stratagems do I have? When are they going to be ready? What can I do? Right, so that way I'm fighting when I want to fight, and with the weapons I want to have. I'm not too committed to everything. So yeah. Like, this kind of thing really isn't hard to do, right? It's just looking around, seeing, hey, is this a good time? This is a good place to fight? No? Well, move on, right? Keep moving until an opportunity presents itself.
Found something for prosperity.
Also, shrapnel change. What's it? It's 360 degrees. I don't like that because that's... at least I think for flak rounds, that is not how flak shrapnel... Actually, maybe it does. Either way, I'm still not a fan of it. I'd rather it not be 360 because it bounces back at you way too often. It will probably bounce back and like kill 99% of your health once a game on average. Yeah, again, super easy to avoid, right? Listen for the audio cue, wait for the visual cue, like keep looking up every now and again, and only sprint once the blue strafing run icon is down. Yeah, I realized, shit, this is a really, really bad spot to place it. Like, this is the worst place I could have put the mech. But thank God it's really easy to run around these guys. And then you just go in. Right, and then just move. Get the hell out of there fast as possible. Oh, for anyone wondering how many shots does it take to kill flesh mobs with autocannon, I think the normal rounds, from my testing, it takes like a full 10 shots to kill one flesh mob. Without trying to aim for everything, because that can take quite a while. When I say try to aim everything, I mean aim at all of its faces. So I think, let's just say on average, because your shots aren't going to be perfect, you're not always going to have the time to do it. A normal autocannon support weapon takes 10 shots. The flak rounds, on average, if you shoot roughly the same spot-ish, it normally takes 3 shots, right? I think it's, what, 2 seconds at about 40 or 50 meters. The mech autocannon, I think it takes 6 shots, or is it 8? I forget. But obviously, the recoil is a lot easier to handle, so you could kill it just as fast as the autocannon support flak rounds. Yeah, I'm preparing for the raising the flag. Probably not the best time or place to do it, but I thought, why the hell not? Right? I feel like I can handle it based on how the reinforcements used to be. Okay, one thing I judged very poorly in this run, also because I was surprised, is how much more intense the reinforcements are when they are around the flag. And also the reinforcements, they do 2 drops. The first drop has 2 ships, or is it 3? No, first drop has 2 ships. The second drop has 3 ships. Oh no, it's actually 3 and 3. I think it's 3 ships and 3 ships. They're all a bit scattered around. Normally they deploy 30 seconds in, and then 30 seconds later. But this is a really bad spot because of how many single entities and more flying overseers they have. Unit variety has just made this so much more challenging. And one major mistake I did here is I should have focused on the harvester as soon as I killed the flesh mob, I should have focused on the harvester, because that's what's really going to kill me. And I really fucked that up, because I really do not recommend anyone try to do this solo without a mech. You could probably do it without dying, without a mech, but if you're trying to do this stimless, absolutely not. Don't try it without a mech. The spawns are just way too intense right now. And I think it's going to get worse based on what I know about the new units coming along, because there will be more, right? Like, one way we kind of know there's more is simply because, obviously, leaks, but also because Arrowhead have not given this update a name yet, right? When they first released the squids, they had Omens of Tyranny, but this update still has not been given a name. And you would think they would give this a name, right? So that's one of the arguments I've been hearing. And also Arrowhead have confirmed that there is more to come, right? More updates somewhere, they've mentioned. But yeah, now I've got 10 minutes, I'm like, why not clear the rest of the map? Now, I've also been hearing comments that, clearing the main objectives does not increase patrol spawn rate from the edge of the map or whatever. All it does is increase the number of spawns that appear around evac, the closer you are to it, towards the end of the game. I think that's the correct version now, because I think I might have gotten that wrong in my Predator video. But regardless, I will say this. Finishing all of the side objectives first, and not being so worried that you can't complete the main objective yet, but completing all the outposts and the secondaries, helps to take so much stress off your plate. And it makes the game easier for more challenging challenges, right? Because you just have less stress. You don't have to think, oh, I've been trying to complete this main objective for 10 minutes and it hasn't worked, and I'm frustrated more so than ever, and I still have to complete the outpost, I still have to complete the secondary. No, when you don't have it, when you can't complete the objective, or maybe it didn't go, the main objective, or maybe it didn't go as well as you wanted, move away from that stressful area, right? Because you're just banging your head against the wall then. Go elsewhere where all the enemies are not concentrated around a single point. Go complete the rest of the map. And that allows you to manage your stress and make better decisions overall. So, generally speaking, that's what I have been doing more of, right? Just letting go more of main objection and frustrations, which I know a lot of people have. Because it's a source of pride, right? It's like, I wasn't able to do it, and my pride's hurt, kind of thing. I get it. But that's how it is sometimes, unless you don't care about stimming or dying or whatever, right? You just want to go in the mayhem. Like, by all means, we all have our own versions of fun. Of course, if you've been liking this video so far, right, remember to like, share, comment, subscribe. Really helps the algorithm. I feel like a lot more people could benefit from this because, competitive or not, right, they can really learn from this and just have more fun. Every little helps. Yeah, most of the map is clear, we have plenty of time, and I'm more or less trying to make sure that I complete the final outpost before or by the time the mech is ready. Let's see my notes. So I mentioned interlopers several times. I mentioned there was a drop. Actually, yeah, so flag drops, 0 seconds, no drop, then 30 seconds into a flag mission, it is 3 drop ships, or 2 drop ships, and then, yeah, so 30th second, is it 30th? Let me see. No, it's actually 30 seconds in, and 80 seconds in is when the drops happen, based on what I have. And I don't think Arrowhead... I'm not sure if Arrowhead is going to make it so that Raise Democracy missions, you have to clear all the enemies around the flag, because you do for bots and bugs, but not squids. I hope it stays like this for squids, because I never like the whole clearing off to complete the flag. Let's see... Yeah, I think I've talked about Wasp, autocannons. Maybe I should talk more about the sickle, right? Like, the sickle just complements the autocannon so much better because it's really good at close range. You don't have to worry about reloads. You don't have to worry about ammo or anything. It kind of takes off a lot of the stress because you also don't have to worry about the range, right? The Blitzer only has a max range of 27 meters, which is insane. I don't like to focus on fighting the enemy that close. I just don't. Because remember, space is your friend. The more space you have, the less tunnel vision, the more time and space you give yourself to think and fight how you want to fight. Because the closer you are to the enemy, the more tunnel vision you get, the more the enemy can make you focus on reactive gameplay instead of proactive.
Have a taste of democracy.
Yep, I'm not sure if you heard that, but we have the interloper. Yeah, we just saw the smoke trail in the eye, so we're not really running, we're just walking until we hear and see it do that. Right, sprint. Dead. Easy. Yeah, I think I'm not sure if I mentioned, I'd say not the biggest fan of the interloper. Ish. It kind of just... It just feels too gamey. Right? I'm like... One of the things that kind of annoys me in a sense is... Yeah, I can get it. It should be able to easily spot you through, I don't know, some kind of space tech or whatever. I think own helicopters and fighter jets can tell which unit's on the ground, right? All that kind of stuff. But, yeah, I don't like how it just slows down. Because Eagle 1 doesn't slow down to strafe you. Or maybe it just wants to... Or maybe it's slowing down tactically, right? Whatever. Interloper's not that much of a big trouble. I would just say the Interloper forces you to have better map awareness, right? And not be so tunnel visioned. A lot of players like to do tunnel vision. Actually, every time they update the game with more additions, it's like... You need more spatial awareness, and you can't tunnel vision as much. Which is fine. Yeah, now I'm a little bit more cautious. I actually do make a major mistake here. I forgot the flag was already planted. I thought I had to call down the flag, but now I realize, oh shit. I need to call down the Exosuit first before the reinforcements drop. Enemy reinforcements, so... I feel like I've got this in the bag because now I have 2 sentries helping me out with the mech. Now I'm not going to use the mech right away because I know I have at least half a minute to do whatever I want. So in that time, I'm not going to waste the mech shot. I'm going to use the autocannon flak rounds and just take out this passing patrol and try to do as much as possible until I hear the enemy dropships come across. Then I'm going to get in the mech. Because in case anything gets hairy, right, this can get crazy. I have tried gas minefields, and fire minefield, and incendiary minefields, and I've tried every minefield for this. And it kills Voteless, but it is a very, very, very bad weapon against It struggles to kill Overseers, the gas minefield especially. It struggles to kill flesh mobs. And even the whole delaying tactic. I mean, that can work. But outside of that, I prefer the sentries 100% of the time. I'll go over more... Like, I'll do the math and all of that kind of stuff. I'll share the math in my best squid video, which is probably going to be released next weekend after I do a few more stimulus runs and after Arrowhead have updated the roster. Because I don't like to do surface level research or tests. But yeah, we have good amount of ammo, we have good time. So we can do whatever the hell we want. So might as well deploy a few sentries. Oh, actually, I think people are probably, you guys might be wondering, what about the Eruptor, right? It's really good, the Eruptor. I'm not going to deny the Eruptor is good, but it's basically a slower autocannon, right? The autocannon can kill anything the Eruptor can twice as fast. It can reload a hell of a lot faster as well. And the most important weapons is not how quickly you can kill flesh mobs. Actually, no, it is. Actually, let me put it this way: is if you're gonna pick an Eruptor, what are you gonna pick to help take out the Voteless? Right? Are you gonna choose a guard dog? But that's like really short range. You don't want to be relying on them getting that close to kill lots and lots of them. Are you gonna use MGs, Stalwart, whatever? Like, I personally would put the Sickle Autocannon better combo than any version of Wasp and Eruptor with anything else. Because it could just handle a whole variety, every threat the enemy can throw at you so much easier. You don't really have to aim much. Yeah, Eruptor is basically a mini autocannon, slow autocannon. I just prefer autocannon. It's just better. Of course, if you do think there is a better build, like, by all means show us, right? Show us it completing the same mission under the same amount of stress, and if it performs better, then yeah, I'm sure everyone would love to see it, right? Okay, so I think, was there anything else? Because I'm not trying to share like too much all the math and all the stuff I've been working on, because I'll leave that to the best build video. But yeah, I'm just baiting out reinforcements now, and one thing I noticed back in the game review footage is I could have thrown down a lot more resupplies and take advantage of the little sentry or turret on top of the resupply, because I only used like 8 out of 16. My turret sentry usage was okay-ish. I wish I could have used a bit more Machine Gun Sentry. But yeah, I was also reviewing like gas grenades as well. I'm wondering, like, aside from it being more used as a CC tool to give sentries more time to kill, because a lot of the time the problem with sentries is they don't use all of their max ammo. Okay, like, my sentry placement could definitely be improved, but sometimes you're like, I should throw it so it can get more kills anyway. And it helped thin out the crowd, but yeah, I'm wondering. Actually, I have the new spinny fire grenade. I haven't tested it because I think gas utility is probably just better for all the new bugs. But I should probably test that out afterwards. Let's see my notes.
Freedom forever!
Yeah, also, if you're wondering, like, how quickly can the sentries kill flesh mobs? Well, the Gatling Sentry can kill a flesh mob in 4.6 seconds. An MG Sentry can kill a flesh mob in 8.4 seconds. But again, both sentries will not prioritize flesh mobs. They will focus on any enemy except flesh mobs, even though the flesh mob is like twice as close. So yeah, when I saw the smoke trails or light trails of that interloper, I was like, really? I swear you guys are giving me more than 4. So now I'm just being super cautious of it. Also, I don't think Arrowhead have fixed out the tremors affecting flying overseas, which they shouldn't, right? Because they're literally flying in the air. And also, for whatever reason, those fuckers, the Watchers, are sometimes a bit too hard to kill, even with flak rounds. So maybe my aim sometimes really that off, or... But yeah, one thing you'll notice is I'm not trying to head towards evac, because right now, once all the outposts are destroyed, the enemy patrols will only spawn from the closest map edge that you are to. So if you're closest to the map edge from the south, enemy patrols will only spawn from the south side. And if your objective is all the way north, that's what you want to happen, right? But since the objective is in the middle, I mean, the evac is in the middle, I think? Whatever it is, I just don't want them to head towards evac. I just want to stay away and just fuck around for a little bit. Yeah, for the last maybe 5 or 10 minutes of the game, actually no, about 5 minutes, I wish I had more gas grenades. It wouldn't have made a massive difference, but it would have helped. Because I would have played probably a bit more aggressively if I had during this moment, because I see that giant queue of enemies. I'm like, that is perfect for my flak cannon or flak rounds. So I'm just drawing them in. Like, normally speaking, them just peeking around the corner like that is perfect, because they're just funneling themselves, like swarming together, making it perfect for your flak rounds. But again, don't get tunnel vision. Check your map often. Be aware that you could get sideswiped at any moment. Yeah, I could have grabbed grenades there, but I prioritize safety above all. As for when the next video will probably be uploaded, the next video will probably be another, obviously, Squid Stimulus run, and it probably will not happen until, I think maybe, what, next Thursday or next Friday? It really depends, because as soon as it drops on Tuesday, I will do a lot of testing, crunching numbers and all that kind of stuff, and just playtesting, really. I know a lot of content creators will just funnel out content within a few hours or within a day, because that's their thing, right? But if you want more than just surface level testing, then you have to put more effort, right? It is going to take longer, and this is still just a hobby for me. A lot of the guys out there are like, it's a major source of income for them, so they have to put out content faster, right? I don't blame them. Gotta play the algorithm game. Yeah, I'm just hoping I can get off more pot shots, but for whatever reason, I'm not getting shots, or I'm not getting kills. So maybe they're further down.
How'd you like the taste of freedom?
ETA T-minus 30 seconds.
Tagging map.
Yeah, if I haven't mentioned this before, don't use sentries, or rely on sentries to kill flesh mobs. Let them kill the Voteless and the Overseers. Use the gas grenades to protect your sentries from, well, too many Voteless overwhelming them, so they can't kill them quick enough, or to confuse the flesh mobs and give you time to kill them with your flak cannon or whatever else you're going to use instead of the sentries. Because they're not going to target them anyway.
Countdown initiated. Stand by for takeoff.
But yeah, obviously we're going to go and see the stats. But yeah, appreciate you watching. Feel free to check out my other videos. I've got bug runs, predator runs. I've got runs of every type, right? I've got super in-depth guides, and if you want to join a competitive community like the one I'm in, have fun, talk shit, and just enjoy yourself, there's a link to our Discord server in the pinned comment below. Yeah, I hated that exploding drone. I was probably a little too close to it. But yeah, I actually didn't shoot that. It was my MG Sentry that tried to kill me, right? They always find some way, whether it's directly shooting you or not. But yeah, if you like this video, remember to like, share, comment, and subscribe for when you want to see the next one. See, I wonder, how much did I run for this one? I ran 7.9. Awesome.